So you think you're going to want this car in about 5 more years when you're old enough to drive?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I'll be back in the garage for you.
Yeah, in about 5 more years. Get out.
What's up, everybody? It's Jack and Dan. We're doing our 1-year update on our 2018 Chevy Volt LT. We got it about a year ago. Actually, it's been about 14 months, but we just haven't had time to do the video. And we're going to give everybody a kind of an update because everybody's like, hey, how's that electric car working out for you? Chevy Volt is kind of an electric car. It's an electric hybrid, so it's a plug-in hybrid. So it's electric until the battery runs out, then it becomes a hybrid. We're going to give you a thorough update and some of the little upgrades we made, which hasn't been much, in a minute here. One of the little upgrades that we did make that Jack loves is, of course, our awesome Autobot chrome sticker right underneath our Volt emblem. We get a lot of compliments on that. Of course, we're huge Transformers fans and all that, so that was one of the things we did. The other thing we did is we put in the awesome little matching steering wheel cover. Not a big deal. It just super matched with the blue. I mean, it was almost perfect.
The black and the blue.
Yeah, and it was like, what did we get it for? Like $10 at Auto
It was $8.
Zone or something.
Yeah.
So we had to get it, and that's been working out. We get a lot of compliments on that. And we also did the Husky Liners. So a lot of people heard of like WeatherTech. We found out about Husky Liners from one of our friends, and they're actually about 15 to 20% less. They're still made in America and everything. They still pop in and out. They form to the shape of the seat. So it's really, really awesome. I got all 4 of these mats, and I think it was about 165 or something bucks. 165, 170, or 175 with shipping and taxes and all that. But it was still less than WeatherTech by about 25 or more bucks. So really good deal. And that was really all we did. You know, as far as like, you know, tricking it out and all that stuff. As far as the performance and everything goes, I'm going to turn it on here real quick, and I'm going to close the window so it doesn't beep. As you can see right here, I'm going to bring it in here a little bit. Come on around the other side, buddy. We've got 14 months, 14,355 miles. So, about 1,000 miles per month. We're really kind of on the nose there, and the battery gets used first, and after that, the engine takes over and it goes into hybrid mode. And you could change those modes very, very simply. You can go to sport, which we did a little video about that. Remember when we did like a little speed test? That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Over by the airport. Almost got arrested by the police. We'll put a link in the description. And you can put it in sport. It doesn't really go 0 to 60 faster, but it gets you a little more sport when you're trying to pass and that kind of stuff. And then you could go mountain if you need more gears, if you're going up hills a lot. We've used that a couple times. And if you put it on hold, you'll notice that that just really shuts off. Oh wait, let me put it back on hold real quick. If you put it on hold mode, that shuts the electric off and turns it into hybrid mode. So let's say that I'm going to be traveling on the highway and I don't really want to use the battery because it's not as efficient, and I want to use the engine in the hybrid mode. I can put it on hold and I'll actually save the battery for like the city driving when I get off the highway. So pretty cool how that works. But I usually just pretty much keep it in normal mode, which means it will use the electric first, and when the battery's out, it uses the gas. And so go ahead and take that, buddy. For the most part, it's really super simple. It came with a full tank of gas, so I'm not really counting that because we didn't have to pay for it. And
That's nice.
Yeah, and that's how every car comes. It only has a 7-gallon tank, and it has a 1-gallon reserve. I never let it go past the reserve. I filled it 5 times. So that's 5 times 7 is 35 gallons of gas in 14 months. Now, I do travel from work once in a while. That's when I went into the gas. Or if Jack and I were just running a lot of errands in a day or something like that, that would probably take me into the gas. But I would only use a little bit of it at a time, and then I would recharge it and then go back to the battery. So I really only had to fill it up about every 3 or 4 months, unless I took a trip, which I didn't. I only took about 2 really long trips where I totally had to use gas. So anyway, 5 fill-ups after we bought it, 35 gallons of gas. If we do the math on that, 14,000 miles divided by 5, it ends up being over 400 miles per gallon. So unbelievably awesome. And if we really didn't take any trips, and we only tried to go like between charges, I mean, we really wouldn't use any gas at all. But I just wanted to do a little follow-up here. Me and Jack love this car. We're constantly in it, running around, doing things. To be able to only spend, you know, $15 or $16 every 3 months or so is almost unbelievable, isn't it, buddy?
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost unbelievable. It's really, really cool how the dash works. It has the Bluetooth. It has the whole read to text if I'm driving. It'll tell you can change to 12. And I have been changing to 12. I got some comments in the first video when we first got it. And I do change it to 12 when I plug in at night. I did notice that the wires get a little warm. And Jack noticed too, if he goes to unplug it, like the wires will be a little warm.
Yeah, be like warm.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like it's really affected anything or tripped any breakers or anything, because we were a little concerned that might happen. Our house is a little bit on the older side, but that hasn't happened. You know, overall, guys, we absolutely just love this car. You can see Miranda has a Equinox there in the garage. She loves the Volt. She's constantly stealing
Probably
it.
gonna get one next.
Yeah, well, depending on what Chevy does. You know, the whole reason that we got this car is we wanted to go electric, but the problem is there's just not a lot of electric stations around anymore. I think in 5 or 10 years, every hotel, every place we go, you know, places like that, they're going to all have charging stations, which will be awesome. I think the world just isn't there yet, which is why we got this, and I'm glad we did, because they stopped making them this year. There are some 19s out there. They pretty much look just like the 18s, but overall, we're really, really hoping that we made a good decision. It's got an 8-year warranty or 100,000 miles on the battery. So hopefully it lasts. I'm hoping to pass this car on to Jack probably, and then at that point in time probably get a fully electric car in 5 or 6 more years, because I think there's going to be more accessibility to charging stations, and I think they're going to be everywhere. But we're super glad we got it. I mean, honestly, 35 gallons of gas in 14 months, guys.
Make sure the places that do have charging stations, though.
Yeah, and we have been using them, and that does help get more out of it. Whole Foods, we go to the mall, those some places that have them, and they're really, really cool. But hopefully there's going to be more and more. But there's the Volt, guys. One more look. We do love it. We think it's fantastic. And we're definitely going to continue to use it and dig it. And hopefully hopefully this video helped you out. As usual, what do they want to do, kiddo?
Hit the bell for notifications when we let out our next video. And subscribe if you like this video.
That's right. And we'll see you next time. Jack always helps me out by plugging it in for me. I like to back it in. He just brings the cord right around, plugs it right in. That way in the morning, I unplug it. Yeah, it just beeps. I unplug it, I got a little hook over there I put up. I hang the thing up, and I'm out.